Hi everyone, I'm Mark Leeming from the 1 Minute Preacher. I hope your day is going well. In this video, I want to discuss what I consider at least to be the 800-pound gorilla in the evangelical church pew: famous preachers and wealth. Now, I'm not at all referring to the prosperity gospel preachers, those who brazenly claim that if you send them money, God will in turn bless you and make you filthy rich. I'm not talking about those kind of preachers. I'm referring to your well-respected, theologically sound mainstream preachers who you'll often hear on Christian radio. You'll go and see them at evangelical seminars and conferences and read their best-selling books. Preachers who may in fact speak out against the prosperity gospel preachers. Nevertheless, when you look at their own lives, and it's not hard to do in the age of the internet, you'll discover that many of them make some serious coin. How do you justify that? How do you square that circle with the gospel? Well, I hear some evangelicals, at least, attempt to justify it in two basic ways. One reason that some evangelicals give is that, well, God is simply blessing these men for their hard work, dedication, and faithfulness. Come on. There are plenty of pastors and preachers out there who work long hours, who are faithful. I mean, think of those in the developing countries, and especially those who are facing persecution. How come God doesn't bless them with multiple houses and nice cars and a sailboat? I think that the reason why famous preachers are wealthy is, well, has more to do with the fact that they're famous rather than God's blessing. The second reason that some evangelicals give is that, well, if these preachers, if they were out in the business world, they'd be making similar amounts of money. These preachers who oversee these large mega churches, if they were in the business world, they'd be CEOs over large companies. Well, I have two problems with that. The first is that, well, so what? So what if that's what the people in the business world make? We're talking about the kingdom of God here, the upside down kingdom where everything is reversed. My second objection is when you look at the life of the Apostle Paul. Prior to his conversion to Christianity, he, as a young man, he was on his way to making it to the top of Jewish society. He was a top academic. He was a first-rate intellect. And if he were in the business world today, he'd be making some serious coin. And after his conversion, he planted churches and oversaw them all across the Roman Empire. And yet you never hear him having multiple villas along the Mediterranean, nor do you even hear Paul trying to justify some sort of extravagant lifestyle. In fact, you hear the reverse in his first letter to Timothy, who Timothy was his second in command. He told Timothy that if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. Now, without doubt, many lives have been changed for the better through the ministries of these famous preachers. And many of these famous preachers, they do seem to have a genuine love for God. There's a sincerity. And yet, how do we keep ignoring the 800-pound gorilla sitting beside us in the evangelical church pew? I don't know what the solution is, but I do know that we need to stop trying to justify famous preachers with their wealth.